Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be, winning the league or anything this year, but I I'd lie if I say I wasn't excited about today's game actually. I don't know, every game I'm excited, So even though we've been a bit shit, I'm excited to watch. I like this two striker system that we have going on, so I'm hoping we play that again. I hope we go strong again today. I hope we use a pretty similar team. I'd like to see Pogba today because he's banned from the Premier League, so he won't play in the City game. So I'd like to see him today. Um, but yeah, I hope we can. I hope we can win today, because if we win today, then we're pretty much guaranteed through the group. And Valencia away is a tough game. So I think we have to secure the group today. I don't think a draw would necessarily be good enough. It might be, but you never know things the way things roll. So yeah.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be confident of going to Villarreal and getting anything but a point. But a point today, guys, and we still have to play the Swiss lads as well, which you should think on paper we should be beating. You would think.
Oh yeah.
But a point today, beat the Swiss. That you'd imagine is Champions League locked up. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not here for Europa League football in Ukraine on a Thursday night. No chance.
No, it just ruins your season. Like, has there
Does
ever been
does.
someone win the league and then be in the Europa League? I don't think so. Because
Like
it's just
I genuinely rather go out in the round of 16 or the round of 32. I'd rather go out then than drop down to the Europa League, because
yeah.
the idea of seeing CR7 in the Europa League just makes me want to boke. So no thanks.
We want to touch on Ronaldo there. I know there's been some chatter in the fan base. Ronaldo, signing of Ronaldo has, quote unquote, some fans ruined Solskjaer's tactical plans.
That
But
is
yeah,
ridiculous.
but it's there. Listen, Sean, I don't agree with it, but it's there. And then on Saturday, the movement Ronaldo made to be in position to make that strike was just sublime. His finish was obviously, it's Ronaldo-esque. Very few players in the world actually scored that goal from that angle. But the movement he made, where he literally bodied the I don't know if he's a fullback or centre back, Davies for Spurs. Like, very few players in the world have that poise and sense of where it's almost like time stands still for him on the pitch, and he knows the ball's coming from Bruno. I can't stay offside, but at the same time, I have to make Davies think that he's marking me. I thought up to that point, Spurs were given a very good account of themselves. We were by no means, balls on to win that game.
Mhm.
But after Ronaldo scored that goal, for me, and let you hear your thoughts on it, guys, I felt Spurs, their players, their heads just dropped.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, going back to your point there about Ronaldo being kind of the reason why we are where we are, I actually think the complete opposite. I think Ronaldo's actually keeping Ollie in this job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ollie would have been gone by now if it wasn't for him. But yeah, about Spurs, I think genuinely, both teams I felt were terrible. Everyone after the game, and you're surfing through football Twitter, and there's obviously you have to be positive because that's what you have to do as a fan when you win. I just couldn't help with that sinking feeling of it just didn't feel like a proper win, and maybe that's left over from the 5-0 at Liverpool. I'm still feeling sickish at that, but I don't know. I still don't think that the whole team as a whole were playing cohesively, playing extremely well together, and you'd say, oh, flawless performance. I can't remember the last time we had one of those. Do you know what I mean? And that wasn't where we were against Spurs, because for me, if Spurs hadn't dropped the head, they could have easily taken that game and they could have easily beat us. They as a team are not good enough to do that. That doesn't mean that Atalanta won't be. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I'm not trying to get my hopes up as to saying, 3-0 United, or do you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be realistic about the thing and say, listen, we barely beat Atalanta last time. We barely beat them. So if it ends up tonight that we draw 1-1, not really going to be disappointed, because at the same time, when the necessity gets, and this is the thing with Ollie, when we really have to win a game and when it's like there's no other option, we always end up winning anyway. So if it comes to we have to win at Valencia, then we'll just do it. You know, so I don't know. I just feel like I feel like a draw tonight. I really do.
So, John, tonight, like I'm saying 1-1. I hope I'm wrong. Obviously, hope you win. I want him to win. But Sean, how do you see it? Do you think Pogba comes back in for Fred? Because obviously, looking at the post-match reaction with Solskjaer and McTominay, he thinks that McTominay is like a Scottish Roy Keane for some fucking reason. So, do you see tonight that Solskjaer stays with the what do you want to call it, 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, whatever way you want to call it? We're still going to Roberto 7 at the back. But does Pogba come back in for tonight, given the fact that he's not going to play the weekend, or will Solskjaer just think with his psychology, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, in Solskjaer's mind? What do you think, Sean?
So I think Pogba, Matic, and Bruno would be our best midfield. And I think a big difference of what we noticed last game, I do disagree, Ross. I thought we played pretty good, especially considering like we weren't super cohesive, but we just tried formation. But I still think we played probably our best performance of the season. The biggest difference for me was Bruno didn't really play as a 10 or a second striker like he has been. Like he plays so far forward that it kind of like disrupts the balance of the midfield. If you looked, most of the time, him, Fred, and McTominay were actually in a straight line. And our midfield was way more solid for that. So I'd like to see more of that today. I think if played that with like Pogba, Bruno, and then Matic sitting, I think that we'd play really good. Like that would be my preferred midfield. And I really like this formation because you can call it a defensive formation and people are saying, you know, back 7, back 5 and all this. But at the end of the day, you do have to defend. Like we can't just throw all of our striking options, FIFA ball. Like you do have to defend, and defense wins championships. So I rather us defend. And it's not like we were like, you know, parking the bus and had a couple chances. Like we controlled that game from start to finish. They had like one chance. They didn't have a single shot on net. So if we can have teams not get a single shot on net, we stop leaking goals. We also haven't had, what was that, like our second or first clean sheet this year. So, you know, if we can stop conceding goals, like I'll take that. And I'm not getting carried away. Like I know it's Spurs and Atalanta score a lot more goals. They're probably a better team. But I think if we play that system, a similar team, maybe switch out McTominay for Pogba or Matic for Fred. I don't think we'll see that. I think we'll probably see Fred and Pogba. That would be my predicted midfield with Bruno. But I am excited. Like I can't help but get excited. Like that new formation is promising, and I think it will make a big difference to the way we play and having Varane back is also massive as well.
It is.
Yeah, I touched on that on the show on Saturday. My read of it was, and I said that I felt Varane was talking Lindelof and Maguire literally through the game. He literally was. So tonight, no Lindelof. So those Solskjaer play Shaw.
He's injured?
He's injured. So those Solskjaer play Shaw into 3 and then use Tellez, who actually is a proper wing back. Or will Solskjaer play Bailly into 3? What are your thoughts?
I didn't even think of that. I like Bailly, but I think his time's kind of done. I would love to see Luke Shaw at the left center back position. I think some of his best games for United have been there. And I hear a lot of stuff, or I see a lot of stuff on Twitter and stuff about how like Tellez is like amazing in training, right? He's like Juan Mata was talking nonstop about how good Tellez is. And he was supposed to be like so much better than Shaw. He came in, Shaw stepped it up, and he hasn't really had another game. So I'd like to see Tellez in the team. I think he has a great cross. He's just weak defensively. So if you have Shaw kind of defending that side and him pushing up, almost using like 2 players for 1 position kind of thing, I think we'll get a lot of good crosses into Cavani and Ronaldo, and I think that'd be a great method for us to play. I'd even like to see Dallo on the other side too.
Yeah,
I'm going to go to you straight away, Ross. Like Tellez wasn't even on the bench against Spurs, and we're playing a 3-5-2, and Shaw has not exactly been putting up trees. I'm basing Shaw now on what I've seen of Shaw the last 2 seasons. Okay, so
Yeah.
Shaw last 2 seasons consistently 7.5 out of 10. This season, apart from the cross that he put in for Ronaldo, someone would tell me which game it was. The only cross Ronaldo received from ahead of the season,
Atalanta.
Atalanta, yeah. That's probably been the highlight of Shaw this season. So
Yeah.
Shaw, he's been a 5 out of 10. So no Tellers on the bench even against Spurs, even with the 3-5-2. So guys, I don't know tonight. Would he go with Bailly in the 3 or Shaw? Personally, I'd like Shaw in the 3 and Tellez, but will we see it? Ross, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lack of Tellez in the bench at Spurs would maybe indicate maybe not. Yeah, I'd love to see Tellez, similar to what Sean said, playing at that kind of wing back position because Tellez is pacey as well. And I think that we've suffered a lot with the 4-2-3-1 in isolating Ronaldo, and only Ollie could isolate the best player in the world. So for me, Tellez is able to incorporate Ronaldo into the game more. Now, I know with this 3-5-2 system, Ronaldo is incorporated into the game more by the nature of the formation, and I get that. But at the same time, I just think Tellez deserves a chance by any means because he's a great player, and he scored a really, really important goal for us in the Champions League. So, yeah, I really want to see him. I think, John, you mentioned Dalot, right back. I'm not convinced entirely by Dalot, especially defensively.
Yeah.
I just, I think that Wan-Bissaka as a defensive asset is just, I think he's too good to drop. And especially with the form, I thought he played brilliantly against Spurs. So I think he's too hot to drop for me personally. But I get what you mean. And Dalot obviously deserves more game time. But for me, it has to be Tellez and Wan-Bissaka in the wing backs, Shaw, Maguire, and Varane.
That would be my preference as well. I agree. I think Dalot, I forget what game I saw. I think it was the Valencia game that I saw. He got blown by several times and pushed off the ball several times.
Yeah.
Would that be negated with a back three? Maybe, but I agree. I think he's definitely weak defensively. So I would personally stick Aaron Wan-Bissaka in there, knowing that we have to win.
Yeah.
It's a comment here, guys. It's on topic, but not on topic. Atalanta under 19s 1, Man United under 19s 2. Current score: Shortire and Elanga. And we've all agreed here on the chat that Elanga definitely deserves a spot on the bench. But then again, when Sancho can't even get into the starting 11, how does Elanga even get in the bench?
Exactly.
Again, if you see any comments here that you want to pull out, guys, feel free. Nick says Luke Shaw has dropped off so much this season. I agree. Wendell says rather play Delo in a back 5. Richard is saying Shaw has been inconsistent. Yeah, we touched on that. And another chap says if playing a back 5, bench Shaw, use Maguire, Varane, and Wan-Bissaka as the 3. What else we got here? Bailly and Tellez won't start. Okay, fair enough. Better than Dan Maguire. Sancho should get more game time. I agree, but he's not going to get game time in this current formation. And what else we got here? From Wendell, I agree. Luke Shaw has dropped off this season, hence the reason why we have options in Tellez, but Tellez has got no game time. I'm just looking here, guys. Anything else we want to pull out? Feel free. DF United says, "Add me in, mate." Okay, well, we'll add you in. Get another voice on here, no problem.
Yeah, I have to
guys,
stop out all now, but
yeah,
it's been great. Thank you
I
for
gotta
having
go, Sean. I gotta go, as you know myself, also in 5 minutes. So
appreciate you having me on, guys.
have a good day, Sean. And
You
listen,
as well, guys.
we'll do that chat soon live about pre-contest diets. Okay.
Yes. Looking forward to it, bro. Have a great day, guys. And
Okay.
game.
See you, bro. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I can go here for another 5 minutes, Ross. If you see anything you want to pull out, feel free.
No worries.
We get on Nick McCabe. Get Nick on. Nick's arm is very, very good.
Yeah.
If you see any comment at all, call it out there.
Brilliant.
Daz Bailey. Ollie. Hang on. Where's Daz Bailey? Daz.
How you doing?
Daz
How we
Bailey
doing?
says, how's it going, Nick? I have a comment here. Daz
You good?
Bailey,
How's it going?
Ole will ruin so many players' careers. Very worrying. Have to go soon. Now, last night, Nick,
Yeah.
you were on my chat on Twitter. I opened it up with Conte, 67% win rate in the Premier League. And we didn't even go and have a chat with him. And we're keeping a manager in situ with a 54% win rate. It's just testament to the fact that the club want a yes man. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the club legend thing, whatever you want to call it, he's the perfect yes man. The club didn't want a Conte to come in, who after 2 or 3 weeks, he's going in a press conference and he's going to drop a bomb saying, well, the reason why the club is such a shit state is because they've been doing X, Y, and Z. I'm here, I'm the man, and I'm going to change the ethos. Today, Nick, the comment I have for you is somebody tagged me in the official United Twitter account, which I don't follow them, by the way. They put out a tweet, quote, let's keep the momentum going. That was their quote tweet for today, 3 hours ago. Right? Now, let's keep the momentum going. What? We've got 1 win against a lackluster Spurs. What momentum? So that, Nick, is the crap that the club puts out on social media.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how embarrassing would it be if Tottenham finish above us now this season? Is that out of the realms of possibility? I don't think it is.
Absolutely not. It's not.
I don't think it is at all. So that'll speak volumes to Conte, how good of a manager. He'll go in there, he'll get the best out of Kane, and he'll get the best out of Son, and he'll make them defensively solid and hard to beat. And that's my worry now. I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'm seeing Conte holding up the Tottenham shirt, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, United, what have you done?
That could be nice.
When we get the international break now, which I thought he was doing to get another manager in, who's available? Because Zidane doesn't want it. Ten Hag's at Ajax. There's no other managers available really, unless you're going to do a big payout and take them, halfway through a season. So, definitely what they're putting out there now is we're sticking with Ole, and you either put up or shut up. And look, don't get me wrong. I always want United to win. Like tonight against City, I hope we win. But we've seen Ole go on a run of results before, and we know he's capable of doing it. So I haven't got faith, even if we go on a 15-win streak, because I know he's capable of the fuck-up he's had at the start of the season.
Yeah, you're spot on.
You know what I mean? Oh.
Yeah, it's that kind of, in a manager, like as a Liverpool fan say, you always have that level of trust in Klopp that he's always going to win. He's always capable of it. Now I've kind of got to the stage with Ollie that at any moment, playing anyone, we could lose and lose quite easily. And I think personally, this has probably been his worst season, because before I actually had that with Ollie, against a certain team, you thought, we'll beat them, despite our seemingly lack of squad quality. Now we've suddenly got more quality. We've suddenly got brilliant players, and it has to turn into, it's exposed Ollie because he doesn't know how to use them. That is the problem. It's always been the problem. It's more clear now. And so I just worry that in games like tonight against Atalanta, where previously I would have thought, well, we have Ronaldo up front, we have Varane at the back, we're grand, we're not going to, I do worry. And I said before in the live, I'd be happy enough with a draw. I'm a United fan, I shouldn't have to be happy with a draw. We always need to win. And it's just that it is.
Yeah, he's completely gone back on his philosophy, Ole, at the start of this season. He started it with in mind Ronaldo. He's brought Sancho in for a creative right winger, and he's just completely gone against that now. Sancho's starting to become best mates with Donny because he's sat on the bench to him all the time.
Oh,
it's completely gone back. He's not bleeding any youth through. When was the last time a youth player had an appearance? Your Hannibal Mabry's, your Shorties, what's happened to these guys? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you're about the United way, as you always preach, then where's the youth players? Where are they playing?
I previously,
I think, guys, right now we've seen it's the Ole way, which is an exercise in self-preservation.
It's ridiculous, man. I've got no hope for this season at all, to be honest with you. As soon as we started,
And that's it. Like we're already in November, Nick. We're already in November.
Exactly.
That's it.
Everyone's talking about fourth, fighting for fourth already. Champions League again. Like, how many seasons have we done that now? I'm just fed up with it, man.
And I think, lads, with Arteta's form right now, with Conte coming into Tottenham, I mean, you look at that and think, whoa, is top four really in the bag? But, you know, before I would have said, top four is easy. It's all about how we do in Europe. And it's not in the bag. Not by any stretch. And that's...
Lads, I'll make a prediction right now. I predict right now, if Solskjaer is the manager for the remainder of the season, I'll set my reputation on it. We don't finish top four, and we're in the Europa League next year. If he's still manager come May, we don't make top four.
I really hope you're wrong.
I think you're going to have a lot of unhappy players who are going to leave. I think you look at our squad at the minute, you know, especially going to this back five now, which we've got about 10 attackers to pick from anyway. So if you're going to use this system from now on and go forth with it, what's your attacking players going to do? Everyone's going to be starved of game time. We're already out of one cup. We've only got the FA Cup and the Champions League, and he's not going to play these youngsters in them games.
You see, the thing is, there's already players who I could see leaving in January, never mind the end of the season. And that's the way it is currently. And if that were only to progress, it's only set to go worse. So,
right, guys in the comments, we have 100 people watching here. So I want you to comment yes or no. Will Ole get top four? Simply yes, simple no. Just be interesting to see what people say here. It'd be very interesting to get a straw poll.
Yeah. My comment.
I'm not just. I don't want to be all negative when I come in these things, and it's hard not to when you've seen this script before. Do you know what I mean? I've had 2 seasons of Ollie now. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for the first couple of seasons because I thought it was progressing. You know, he's changing the things at the club, and maybe I was naive in thinking that. But it's got to the 3rd year now. You brought in 3 world-class players, and you're not progressing. You're regressing. So.
So far, there's only been 2 yeses, Ross, including yours. I'm watching here now, just looking at the comments deliberately.
There, yeah, I see another comment. I mean.
Okay, now we have someone says here top 4 easily. Okay, I love your positivity. Yeah, he's great top 4. Okay.
I think if we ever get top 4,
wait for this. Ross, pick up on this, right? Somebody says here, you're all reactionary merchants.
I mean, fair enough. That's your opinion, but I just think that this isn't happened over the last while. This has been a build-up of 3 years of no trophies, of no satisfaction for being a United fan. So I don't quite think it's reactionary. It's just a culmination of suppressed anger at our lack of elite management. That's what it is. Not reactionary. It's just
all the lower teams, I say lower teams, but the teams you'd expect us to beat, like your Villas and Evertons and stuff like that, all of them have had massive injuries and still managed to get points at our ground. So that speaks levels. That's management.
Banger of a comment here, guys, from DGD FX United. And it's a banger. Sugar. I've got to go past it. I got to go back. Sugar is really, really good. And I agree with every word.
Yeah. This one, Sancho is the most pointless signing of all time.
Yeah, read it there, Ross.
Sancho is the most pointless signing of all time. Rather than developing Alanga, Ahmad, Pellistri, he wasted 74 million on Sancho, whereas he could have removed McFred and get Ndidi.
It's a combination of wastage as well. Donny as well, you could argue it's 110 million down the drain that could have gone on easily a midfielder. And I know I've said quite a lot, but an elite manager would do that. They'd go in, they recognise the issues, they see how weak we are in midfield, recognise we've got 8-9 attackers that all can compete for a spot there, and you bring in a midfielder, you bring in a world-class midfielder.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense to me at all.
It doesn't.
Nick, I'd ask you, the signing of Sancho, was that a Solskjaer signing or a club signing? As in like a Woodward board signing?
I mean, I think the club like it because I think it's similar to Pogba in the marketing asset. I think, you know, they probably look at it from that perspective and think, you know, the amount of money they generate from him and the marketing and everything they can put on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. I think they'd like that side of it. But I think if I was a United board member looking at it, I'd think, you need a midfielder, man. What are you doing? we don't even need Sancho really, do we? I thought Greenwood, the way he started the season on the right hand side, and I know Sancho's a different kind of player, but Sancho isn't suiting the system at the minute. Greenwood's still scoring on that right hand side, so they're the questions you got to ask.
Like, Nick, it's not. I don't think it's an issue of not needing a right winger. Because to be fair, I think we do need one. It's an issue of priorities and how pertinent is the issue. Like, how do we rank which player we need first? And that's what they've got wrong. We needed to prioritize the CDM, and it's this one signing that we didn't make, and that is a lack of. You can blame that on the board. You can blame that on Ollie. Obviously it's Ollie's issue as well. But to be fair, like. It's frustrating.
It's a comment here from Hash1 in 94, and he says he's had so much money. We were told it's a 3-year plan. It's been 3 years, and things have actually been getting worse, not better. Better players, worse tactics. I think that sums it up very, very well.
Yeah.
When you have to go back 5 after 9 games in the season because you're constantly leaking goals against every team, with how many clean sheets we kept this season? 2, is it? Is it even 2?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Despite spending so much money on a new centre back,
you spend $4 million and you bring one of the best centre backs in the world in, and then you go to a back 5 9 games into the season. Like, I'm not having anyone telling me progressing.
That's not progression. That's regression. Despite having better players, that's on all.
Right, guys, match prediction time. I'm seeing here United win 2-0. What else? Mosley Paddy says, do you guys pretty much any manager in the Football League could get you the point all he has with money? So basically any other top class manager could do what he's doing. I agree. Someone says here, 3-year plan needs 3 more years, a whole rebuild. Yeah, it's bullshit. What else? Right, guys, I'm going to round it off here now. Predictions. Someone says here, Dev says 0-0. Okay, Dev, how's it going, Dev? What else? I want match predictions, guys. I'm seeing loads of other stuff. I just want scores. Scores. Okay, Nick, your match prediction for tonight?
Mine, did you say?
Yeah.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I think it depends on what team he plays, but I'm going 1-1 or 2-1. I think, depending on who.
Ross.
This is my United. We're going to win 2-1.
We're going to win 2-1. Hash1 in 94 agrees. 2-1 United, 2 moments. Okay. City says 3-1 United. Paddy Mosley says 1-1. I'm with Paddy Mosley, by the way. I said 1-1 last night, and I stick to it. Shane Clancy, fair play to Ole. The job he's done in overhauling the club. The next manager will pick the club up in a better situation than he did, but he's taken it as far as he can. It's a fair point.
Agreed.
One here, we will batter Atalanta 4-1. I love we did. I'm there for that, mate. I'd love that would happen.
Very positive.
2-1 United, 1-1. What else we got here before we get off? 2